Alright, so we're here with another Grand Cross video, and I want to make a video going over DIANE'S banner because I feel like a lot of people do like this banner, and I feel like a lot of people have summoned on it. Obviously, it's a good banner, right? You know, you got a lot of good units on here. Like, you got the one Escanor Purgatory Bond, full Grow Wings King. This is a really strong lineup of festival units. I'm not gonna cap, right? This is a really good lineup. But the thing about this banner is that it also has a lot of hit or miss units. Okay, I guess let's just start off from the top, right? So you got Demon Melee. Demon Melee, not that great. Blue DIANE, not that great. Red Escanor's not that good. But then we get down to Escanor and Derriere. Or Estarossa. Estarossa is good. He is very good for tower trials, and he is still a really good free-to-play option. Now, would I say he's like absolutely god tier? No, but I definitely think that he's aged much better than a majority of the old units in the game, for sure, right? So we take a look at him. This passive works in the back for stance team, so that's good automatically. You know, his skills have aged. Like this isn't that great. It can still do damage because it has charge, which just straight up ignores defense. But like his full counter has sort of aged. It's still good, but it sort of has aged. His blackout, not really the craziest anymore in the game, but still definitely could help you. And his commandment. Now his commandment does help with the stance team because you guys can, you know, the stance team can just basically become immune to everything, right? But it also hurts teams that don't have stance cards, right? Or yeah, stance cards, right? It hurts them because their attack gets lowered. So it's like a double-edged sword, even though all commandments are. But Estarossa, I feel like his is more so than others because of the fact that it does hurt people who aren't immune to debuffs, right, basically, right? So it does hurt, but he definitely has aged a lot better than most of the old units in the game, and that's just a fact, right? That's not even an opinion, that's a fact. This Derriere, very strong for Belmont, very strong, but I don't think you're gonna use her outside of that at all. Her usage in Belmont, again, top tier, one of the best units for sure. But you're not using her outside of that. That's not to say like she's a god awful unit, but she's pretty, like, in terms of other areas of content in mid. You ain't using her in PvP. That's just you're not using her in PvP. So yeah, she's just not that crazy. Maybe you might use her, I don't know, in some weird special event or something like that. Who knows? Maybe there's gonna be a mode where she actually is useful. You never know, right? But for now, this Derriere definitely falls short in every single other area of content besides Belmont. But she's still a you know, overall nice addition to the box for sure. Gloxinia is always a unit that I feel like I never really gave him a chance to shine, but at the same time, he's not like the craziest unit ever. He can be good, I guess, right? Because he has this recovery card, which removes buffs, can heal, or removes debuffs and can heal. He has this, which is really good because it blocks rank 2 and above. He has Ruin, one of the few units in the game that has Ruin, because Ruin is just pretty much a forgotten attack effect, period. So this can go really good with Kyo, because if you combine it with Kyo's ignites, yeah, this is going to be very strong. Like, it's one of the most damaging single target ultimates in the game when you have like stacked amount of debuffs. So yeah, that can be very strong with Kyo, but otherwise he's not that crazy. Mono, actually, this blue Mono, I'm not gonna lie, I have been using her a little bit more in PvE. The only thing about this Mono is that you can't use this in PvP. If you could use this in PvP, I feel like she would actually be a solid option for you know, for running. She's not bad, this Mono, right? She's not bad at all. It just sucks you can't use in PvP. What I say, like, again, I have been using her, so I'm not gonna say like she's god awful, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like she could have been a lot better if the Holy Relic that she got was better, right? So removing buffs is good because removing buffs is just a really strong card if you're facing off against units that obviously buff, right? But in PvE, you know, you can face a lot of you know, enemies that do buff. So she's good for that. Just point blank period, right? She's just good for it. Could you actually use her in the Big Bird? I don't know. I actually don't know if you could. Is it? I don't think you can. Nah, I don't think she'd be good at all. But I mean, it'd be pretty interesting to use her though. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. So this passive is what makes her very strong, because at bare minimum, you're getting 5 stacks of this, because the ultimate move gauge basically is like 5 or more. If you use her in final boss, you're eating. Like you're straight up eating against red final boss units or enemies. You're eating, right? But if you're using her against units that have 5, like, well, okay. If you're using her against enemies, I keep saying units because I'm thinking PvP. If you use her against enemies, right, that have more than 5, she's gonna cook. Like, she's actually gonna cook. Even type disadvantage, she could possibly still cook, unless the enemy that you're facing, like the boss you're facing, has a gimmicky like work or something like that, like passive or workaround where she can't be used. But otherwise, she's not bad. I would actually say she's not terrible. I kind of want to run her in the Big Bird. I actually do want to run her in the Big Bird, because you can use this everywhere else besides PvP. You can even use this in deathmatch, right? So keep that in mind. This ult actually is gonna be really, really strong at 6 out of 6, because bleed is 90% of the damage that you dealt. So it's gonna be good. So it's gonna be very strong. But yeah, she's not the god. Like, she's not amazing, but she's I guess she's solid. Tarmiel, obviously very good pull, very, very good pull. I don't even have to go over him. Just honestly, he's one of the best unfeatured units on this banner. Mark II Valenti. Oh boy. Mark II Valenti. All right. Mark II Valenti. Okay. Okay. I think she's solid. That's it. That's it. Sever AoE, not that good on her. It's just okay. It's just because, like, it's because her crit chances, her crit damage and crit. I don't know, man. It's just, she doesn't impress me. Like, when I see content creators use her, I've used her. She's not that great, but I mean, here's the thing, right? You build her with crit resistance, so you can. If you optimize her gear set with full crit resistance, gear, rolls, I mean, sure, then you're eating. Not gonna lie, but no one's gonna do that. No, no one's gonna do that, right? They're not gonna make full crit resistance. I mean, you could experiment with it for sure, right? Just to have fun. But no one's doing that. But if you do build her with full crit resistance and the gear and the sub gear and stuff like that, her sever, then we're talking, right? Then we're talking. But then her crit chance sucks. Her crit chance is actually bad. So take that as you will. But yeah, she does have nullify. Like, nullify is good. Nullifying enemies is always going to be good, right? That's always going to be a really good effect, no matter what. It is what it is, right? It's always going to be a good effect. So she has that. This is not bad either, right? The fact that she can decrease damage taken by 50%, increase damage dealt by 50% for herself, that's not bad. That's actually not that bad. So all in all, she's solid, but I wouldn't give her anything more than solid. Excalibur Arthur is a very good unit. Again, one of the best unfeatured units on this banner. Very, very strong. Outside of the Bond team, he can be good too. Don't just think that he's tailor-made for Bond. Like, he actually can be strong with Christmas, Lilia, and Kyo. Like, that team right there is actually pretty disgusting. He can be useful for just stance teams as well. He can be really good if you're experimenting with new units. If they have stances, like, he's good. Like, he's really good. Brunhild, obviously you guys know that she's very strong for the Big Bird. It sucks she can't be used in PvP or deathmatch. I think that's what's really making her age, but she's not terrible, right? If you get her, she's obviously a very, very strong unit against the Big Bird. I mean, you could run her in, like, final boss, I guess. There might be a final boss where she's gonna be useful, like maybe Merlin, because Merlin's blue. Who else is blue? is Meliodas and Elizabeth. I think the Meliodas and Elizabeth, Meliodas might be blue, so she could potentially be useful there. Gother's red, I think. King's blue. King is blue. So if they ever come back, she could be useful for those modes for sure. Don't know about getting points, but she could definitely be useful for it to like just to clear it in general. Green mono, not that good, I'm gonna be honest with you. But would I say that she's better than the blue one? Yes, because she can be used in PvP. That's it, because she can be used in PvP. But honestly, if this blue mono could be used in PvP, she might end up actually being better because of the fact that she can remove buffs. Removing buffs is very solid, and the fact that on rank 3 she can remove buff instances, like that's still good. She can prevent the enemies from getting their ultimate move gauge, and it's an AoE. Her support, and then the damage increase that she would get if she could be used in PvP, her support and then her damage output would just straight up be better than this mono. It is what it is, because this mono relies on 7 catastrophe allies, whereas that blue mono does not. She just relies on the you know, the enemies getting ultimate move gauge orbs, which is good and bad, because if you don't kill, you're dead. Like you're just dead because they get their ult, you know what I mean? So I would say that this mono could have been very strong, but they just cucked her, unfortunately. With the fact that, again, she has to, like, see, this is the thing that really hurts her. When all allies on the battlefield are 7 catastrophe, increases all stats of the hero by 3%. Each time an ally is damaged from skill use. That's what hurts her. Not only is she being restricted by just having the 7 catastrophes, she's being, like, they have to be damaged? What? Like, they have to take damage, man. They have to take damage. And then if this was like 8% for a limit of 4, maybe it wouldn't be as bad, but 3%, 10 times. They have to get hit 10 times. That's death. Like, that's literally death, man. And then all allies are 7 catastrophes unit. Like, maybe you could build it. Like, I have seen different team comps with 7 catastrophes that have been good, but they haven't been great. You know what I mean? Like, they just been showcase setting units. Whereas, you know, you face Darkness Melee, you're dead. Like, you're gonna die. You face Festival King, you're gonna die. Like, maybe there's an instance you could use Christmas Lilia to help you out. Sure. But, like, I don't know. You could build a good 7 catastrophes team, maybe. Then she could be good, but it's like, would you really want to go through all that trouble? Probably not. And then she can't even use in deathmatch. Don't know why. I mean, does it really matter though? Because the only deathmatch she'll be useful in, she wouldn't really be useful in it, huh? Because her passive wouldn't even proc anyway, because you're not going to use 7 catastrophe allies on the Grey Demon or Belmoth. You're just not. So it wouldn't even really matter, huh? They just cucked her. I'm not a huge fan of this Easton, but I've seen a lot of people like defending this Easton. Maybe she's good for certain areas. I do like that she has the 1, 2, 3 depletion mechanic. I like that. And then she has this is not a bad. All right. It sucks that they threw her out when Margaret dropped, but this is not a bad debuff. This is not a bad debuff at all, because what this does is it not only decreases skill ranks, but then it inflicts damage equal to 30% of max HP for every skill that had its rank decreased. If a unit has like multiple ranked up cards, they're gonna take a lot of damage. Well, on rank 3, even on rank 1 though, that could be really strong. Like, that could still be really strong. I don't think it's a bad debuff. But you know, just at the time she released it wasn't it. It just wasn't it. I mean, it is an AoE as well, so keep that in mind. Like, I don't think she's bad. I might actually build her, because Easton's not bad. Like, she is not bad, but I think they just hate Easton. I really think they just hate Easton. Because again, her passive can be used on the back, so it's not bad. So you can combine that with the green mono we were just talking about, right? Then she decreases the amount of damage allies, decreases the amount of damage allies from the 7 catastrophes take by 3% for every 1 orb and ultimate move gauges on the battlefield. So again, if everyone has their ult gauge almost maxed out, that's good. It's not the worst thing ever, but at the start of battle. That's horrible. That's just terrible. So yeah, I think this should have just been an overall just solid damage reduction. Like if it literally just said decreases or reduces the damage that 7 catastrophe allies take by 40%, like that's better than what this is. I'm gonna be honest with you, like that would just be good. She has flood single target, which is pretty cool too, so not bad. Magelda, don't even gotta say nothing about that. You already know I want this Magelda. She's so good. She might actually be the best unfeatured. Maybe Tarmio might be, but she's right there, man. She's literally right there. And then I'm not a huge fan of this Sario. I mean, he's his grace is what's the best thing about him, to be honest with you. His unique is not the craziest. His stance really not that good either. I mean, he's okay. Grace is amazing. Grace is top tier, but mid unit. So overall, banner's not bad. Banner's not bad. I would actually say it's better than most banners. So if you want to keep summoning on it, I honestly would recommend just getting one copy of Diane, and then just be done. Be done. Don't be me. I'm gonna go to the 900 because I want Magelda. I'm actually gonna go to the 900, and it'd just be nice to get a 3 out of 6 DN, right? That'd be pretty cool. So overall, banner is good. Would I say go more than one rotation? Hell no. I would not recommend anybody going more than one rotation. It just makes absolutely no sense to do that, like at all. Again, not saying it's a bad banner, because having coin shop units on a banner, I will preach this to the skies, to the heavens, is always going to be a good thing, no matter what, because you don't have to spend currency on getting the unit from the actual shop itself, right? You don't have to spend your platinum coins to get them from here, because 10 to get one character, you won't see me spending that much. But having them on a banner, just summoning them, is not bad. Like that's actually pretty good. Even though a majority of them suck, it's still good, right? Still good. So let me know if you guys went to the 900. Let me know what units that you pulled, if you're having really good luck. I actually had pretty decent luck overall, just haven't really pulled Magelda, man. I just really want that Magelda. So let me know how your luck has been on this banner. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and that's gonna be it. I'll see you later.